Welcome to Baz Travels.
Loading destination. Simulation starting in 3, 2, 1. To look around, move your phone or tablet. Click and drag if on a computer or move your head if using a VR headset. Please like and subscribe.
If Pennsylvania Avenue is the ceremonial heart of Washington, then Independence Avenue is the hardworking spine. Stretching across the southern edge of the National Mall, this isn't just a street, it is a massive architectural transition zone. To the north, you have the rigid, calculated symmetry of the mall's museums and monuments, but to the south, the city breaks away from the traditional La Fall grid, giving way to complex landscapes of massive federal But to the south, the city breaks away from the traditional La Fall grid, giving way to a complex landscape of massive federal headquarters, hidden gardens, and the revitalized energy of the southwest waterfront. Independence Avenue is the seam where the formal government campus meets the lived-in reality of the city. Walking this corridor, you quickly realize that the scale here is different. This is where the sheer bigness of the American government becomes physical. You pass the fortress-like structures of the Department of Agriculture and the sprawling complexes of the Smithsonian. But as you move further south, the strict geometry of the city's original plan begins to blur. The roads curve, the elevation shifts, and the typical north-south, east-west logic of DC start to dissolve. This area, largely reshaped by urban renewal and modern infrastructure, feels like a different world. One defined by massive highway overpasses and hidden pockets of greenery that feel miles away from the tourist crowds. One of the most striking things about the Independence Avenue corridor is how it balances the weight of stone with the softness of nature. Tucked away behind the granite facades of places like the Mary Livingston Ripley Garden or the Enid A. Holt Garden, these aren't the open wide vistas of the mall. They are intimate, enclosed spaces that provide a sanctuary for the thousands of people who work in the surrounding buildings. It's a reminder that even in a city built on the grandest of scales, there is a deep human need for quiet and shade. As you head further south, leaving the mall's orbit entirely, you enter the Old Southwest. This part of the city was once a densely populated neighborhood that was completely transformed in the mid-20th century. Today, it's a blend of mid-century modern architecture and the cutting-edge development of the wharf. Here, the rigid lines of the DC grid are replaced by the organic flow of the Potomac and Anacostia rivers. It's a place where the city's history as a working port is being reimagined for a new generation. The beauty of Independence Avenue is that it acts as a gateway. It's a jumping off point for exploring the parts of the sea that don't make it onto the postcards. It's where you find the massive food trucks feeding the lunch hour rush, the joggers making their way towards the tidal basin, and the hidden courtyards where the real businesses of the city happen. It is a street of constant motion, serving as the bridge between the monumental and the mundane. By the time you reach the end of the avenue, the soaring domes and marble columns are in the rearview mirror, replaced by the bridges and water that defines the city's edge. Independence Avenue teaches us that Washington isn't just a static collection of buildings. It's a living, shifting environment that is constantly pushing against its own boundaries. It's the boundary line where the dream of the capital meets the reality of the city.
Simulation terminated. Please comment, like and subscribe.